Joey, let's have a look at a man who's been much maligned this year, Harley. He's been the talking point for a lot of shows.
Yeah, I think it's worth everyone just taking a breath and actually look at what this young man is doing, because he's a second-year player, he's played 35 games, and I feel the criticism he's getting is disproportionate to what he's actually producing, because you could argue he's already the best player in his team as a second-year player without a lot of support around him, and I think it's tough for him, but I think we should just actually appreciate what he does do and not continually show some of the free kicks or mistakes that he makes, because we can do that for any player in the competition. So I want to start with his clearance work. So when you take a look at every player in the competition that's had at least 50 clearances, so the best clearance players in the competition, there's over 60 of them, he's sixth best in the competition at turning that clearance into a team score, which is pretty impressive considering his team don't really score too often, Dicko. They're the second worst scoring team, but I'll show you some vision of what that looks like in a moment. And when you talk about his importance to this West Coast Eagles team, whoever a stat for centre bounces, when you are in the centre bounce compared to when you're not, and the differential, the number. So out of the top 100 centre bounce attendees this year, he ranks 17th in the competition for when he is in it compared to when he's not. Now, they're a pretty ordinary, in fact, a bad centre bounce team anyway, but when he's not in there, they're deplorable. So it just goes to show that the impact that he has in this team already. And as I said, for a young man that just turned 20, in a team without Elliot Yeo, who's meant to support him, without Jake Waterman playing, he probably is their best player. And I just want to take a look at television, because you brought it up on Sunday night, King, and you were really giving him a bit of praise for what he did in this game. But these are just highlights from this game. So his ability to draw traffic and free up his teammates is as good as any players in the competition. Now, sometimes he does overdo it and he gets caught holding the ball. I would think, Dicko, we want a player that you need to try and tone it back 10% and say, look, just find the balance and get it right. But you'd rather the positivity of getting caught holding the ball, trying to make the play, than a guy that's getting caught holding the ball because he's got no awareness, or, you know, he's getting caught blindsided. So these are just some of the clearances that he was able to generate by himself in a game where he was pretty good. He wasn't great. Certainly wasn't the best player on the ground, but he's really having an impact on this team. And as you've touched on, Kingy, like, he's not working with much. And this is just one example. So this handball in his forward 50, but then watch what happens from here. So then he spins out and ducks into space. Now, this is what Isaac Heaney does. This is what Christian Petrarca does, all the best players. Once he becomes in a team that has got a bit more talent and a bit better, he gets that, and he's having a shot for goal as well as winning the inside ball, like an Isaac Heaney does. So I just think we need to celebrate what this guy is actually doing in his second season of footy. And the reason why is because I thought it's worth taking a look at players that are currently playing that are going to be Hall of Famers. So we're talking about Paddy Dangerfield, Bontempelli, Petrarca, and let's actually just take a breath and look at what they were doing in their first 35 games of footy. And you can actually see pretty well that Reid stacks up okay. Now, if you want to talk about play ratings, he's a slightly down because he gives away 2 rating points a week for free kicks. He gives away too many.
Good on
he's
him.
Still he's got warts in his game. But as we said, you'd rather temper them. But you can go through, and even when I started off by looking at the likes of Ablett and Hodge and these guys, same sort of thing. They weren't shooting the lights out. Like Dangerfield and Petrarca, after 35 games, had 2 Brownlow votes each. Reid got 7 in his first year. You know, Bontempelli had a bit more, he had about 15, and we know how great he hit the ground running. But I just think we should all celebrate what he's doing, take a breath. Yes, he's got flaws and he's not perfect, but he's got the right intent, Kingy. I think his effort's there, and he's leading his team in a year that is really difficult. He's had 6 wins. All those other boys were playing in finals in their second and third year. Dangerfield at Adelaide. Bontempelli was playing in finals his second year, and Petrarca was winning more games. So it's been tough, but I just wanted to just spin the narrative because I don't like the perception that he's getting that I don't think's fair.
No, I said this on Sunday. Yeah. I think he's played team-first footy the last 2 weeks, and we've seen him try to break through tackles that, you know, sometimes is done in a selfish sense and sometimes it's done for the team. I think he's slanted it back towards the team now. No one's broken more tackles in the competition than him this year. He wants the confrontation. You want that mindset. I don't know why we're bashing a kid that is taking giant strides in a team sense. The coach would love him. I mean, if we had Minnie on here, he'd say, look, this is what I want from him. OK, he had 17 touches last week, 12 handballs. You probably want him getting 25 to 30. But what a start it's been. Yeah. Give the kid a chance.
I've got him as high as anyone. I think he's going beautifully, and I've said this all along. Like, what he's producing in a young team developing with the weight of the world on his shoulders in Perth, that is a massive, monstrous effort what he's producing this year. I love the fact that he's fighting back on the field. You can say what you want. everyone's got a short memory. All the great players used to fight and scrap when they first got picked up.
Got that competitiveness in it.
They've got the fire in the belly.
Yeah.
They've got the Billy Elliot. What do you? I just feel like burning inside. That's what it is. That's what it's about.
When he gets more support around him and he gets some better players and gets some senior players back. I mean, at the moment, he's in that midfield fighting with Brady Hoff, Elijah Hewitt and Jack Graham. You know, like it's tough. It's a tough going. Those other boys, you know, had senior players around them. Ryan Griffin at the Dogs and Dangerfield still had Scotty Thompson and these. So I think it's just worth giving him a shout out.
I love the fact you pointed out too. If a good team, and not disrespecting West Coast, we know where they're at, but he's in Collingwood. He gets hit that ball. He has a shot on goal. He has probably 25. He's averaging 25, 30 through that midfield. So cool your Jets on Reed. He's going beautifully. I love it, Joey. Well done.